Good night. This is the activity for the second bimester of listening and speaking dream. I'm gonna talk about the carbon footprint. What is the carbon footprint? We understand about carbon footprint the amount of carbon dioxide or another carbon compounds emitted to the atmosphere because of the use of fossil fuels by a certain group of persons, in this case the whole planet, because everybody everybody does a huge consume of fossil fuels, and we emitted this to the atmosphere. In the first part of this activity, we were requested to make a survey to an English teacher. Well, I asked Sol, she was the teacher I interviewed, and she had a plenty knowledge about what carbon footprint is. I did the survey. She has a very low carbon footprint because of her lifestyle. She tries to do the best that she can to maintain this carbon footprint really low, because she rides a bike instead of going by car. She's vegetarian, and she tries not to consume products that were made in certain industry that pollutes a lot. So what this carbon footprint is the measurement of how it's also the measurement of how we're consuming things on Earth and how the Earth is responding to this consumption. Because the natural process of Earth is, for example, if I take 3 carrots out of a plantation of carrots, the Earth normally will try to get back those 3 carrots as a natural process. But if I take like 1 million of carrots, maybe the Earth won't be able to get back those 1 million of carrots again. That's what's happening nowadays, and that's what the carbon footprint is about. And the consequences that we're having now, this has to do with production, agriculture, public transportation. Well, not public transportation, but in what we go to work, how we transport everybody. But so based on the information that we have, first of all, if we drive our car every day to our office or work, we're emitting carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a natural process, but it's being accelerated by the humans in a huge rate. So what we have to try to do is to lower these emissions by, for example, riding a bike, going by public transportation, joining with people that is close to us to go to work. Also, really changing our lifestyles, because, for example, as we are students, we're always with our cell phones, with our computers, or in our homes. We are always watching TV or listening to the radio and everything all the time in the internet. That is energy consumption. To get that energy, there's been emissions to the atmosphere, and this is causing a really huge problem, because we are increasing this level of emissions, and we're because of all the production in food, in clothes, in cars, in technology, in everything. We're taking out all the good of the planet and taking giving to it these really bad emissions. So we're also taking out trees, which are the ones who help this natural process to turn back, because they absorb CO2 and give back O2. So because of this, we have a lot of greenhouse gases, and we cause the greenhouse effect, and this is causing that the global temperature, the temperature of the planet is increasing, and we have the global warming. The I also study environmental engineering, and I can say that the greenhouse gases were a natural process. It's a natural process of the earth, because in every production of, in for example, when cows eat the grass, and they digest it in their poop, there's methane, and methane is part of the greenhouse gases. And also, for example, when dinosaurs die, the when the planet started consuming them, and because of they had a lot of organic components, those produces gases like methane, CO2, O2, and this process was natural. But the thing is that the atmosphere could, in those years, in the beginning of the earth, after before the human, the earth could support this process by taking out the extra green gases out to the space, and keeping the global temperature normal, so the life in Earth could exist. So, but nowadays, with all of the industrial revolution, and all what we're producing, this process is being really accelerated, and there's no point of turning back, because of the earth is not supporting and cannot recover for this, and this is why it's heating up. So, for example, I did this survey. Luckily for me, I ride my bike also every day to the university or to work. I try not to eat meat, but it's hard, everybody likes meat, because of farmers and agriculture is a really huge portion of the problem, because the gases they emit, when they produce meat, or when the cows are growing up, they really produce methane, and they also damage the soil because of the steps that they take. So it's a huge problem, and everybody has to take a hand on it, because on us, the future generation are depending, and if we don't do nothing, they're gonna really suffer the consequence. And so, as a conclusion, we have to try to keep low our carbon footprint, and not wait to politicians of the government, or someone try to do something, and we have to start by ourselves, trying to lower consumptions, doing different things, recycling, and not consuming products that we know that pollute the environment, and trying to recover the air, because it's a huge problem, and there's no turning point if we continue like that. Thank you.